Bonjour mes amis, bienvenue. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Language Tutor French series. Well, you might be able to guess what this lesson is about because last time we did comparatives, and if you have ever studied language a little bit, you know that comparatives are usually taught with superlatives. All right, so we're going to get superlatives in this episode. Now, you know, language likes to use big fancy words, grammar terms. So you might be saying, what exactly is a superlative? Well, if you don't know, don't worry about it. Think back to high school. You were reading your high school yearbook when it came out, and you get to the superlatives part. And the superlatives were always the most something, the best something. You remember that. And so it might be the most likely to succeed, or the best musician in the band, whatever the case may be. That's really what a superlative is, if I can say it right, is the most at something, the best at something. It might be the least at something, okay? So that's what a superlative is. It's is comparing a noun with a group, okay? So that's what we're doing in this episode. We're gonna learn how to do superlatives. They're not very difficult, but let's give it a shot. So let's put up a few words really quick. For the most, we're usually going to say le plus, le plus. Now, you know that plus means more. So in this case, when we put le in front of it, it becomes the most. All right. So that's not too difficult. We can use the same word. Have two words in English. Now we have one in French. No big deal. So now we only have to remember one. Plus and le plus. All right. Now, for the least, we're going to use that less word, moins. Le moins. Le moins. Okay. So those are our main two words that we're going to use in this lesson. Now let's put up a sentence and show you some examples. Claire is the smartest girl in the class. Good for Claire. All right, Claire's the smartest girl in the class. We put that EST in English. She is the most smart. We're comparing her to the whole class. So let's look at what it looks like take a look in French at how we do this. So Claire est la fille la plus intelligente de la classe. Okay, now let's just break this down a little bit. We don't say Claire is the most smart. We have to kind of imply the most smart what. So Claire is the girl, the most intelligent of the class, not in of, okay? So you kind of see how we're structuring things now. So Claire est la fille la plus intelligente de la classe. All right, that sounds cool, doesn't it? All right, now let's do a least. She is the least worried about the test. Sounds like she studied. She's the least worried about the test. Now we're going to say this. Elle est la moins inquiète du test. Okay. Now here we didn't really have to specify. She is the woman, the less worried. I mean, because, the class could have men, it could have women, it can have anybody. So we're just saying the least worried. So, elle est la moins inquiète du test. The least worried of the test, about the test. And we use the to imply about. Okay, now, you remember last lesson. You get it down, and then you got one little group that has to be different, right? Okay, so I want to give you the list of those that we have to treat a little bit differently, but they really make common sense. So last time we talked about the word bon, and I said, you can't say the better, the gooder. Okay, same thing here. We're going to say the best by using that same word, le meilleur, le meilleur. Same concept, better and the best. Okay, mauvais. We talked about this one last lesson as well. Worst is pire. We're going to use the same thing. The worst. Le pire. Le pire. The worst. Okay, really doing the same thing as before. We're just putting le in front of some of these. Okay, and again, we talked about petit. All right. And in this case, a little, not much. Moindre. We're going to use moindre. The least. Okay. Same word we can use for the least. Well, mes amis, that's really how we do superlatives in French. Not a big deal. Really makes kind of common sense, doesn't it? Well, bring these into your conversation. Or try to think of ways, how can I say different things about my friends or my family? Think of people in your friend group, your family. What could I say? So-and-so is the tallest. This person is the smartest. There are all kinds of things you could say. And this might allow you to pick up some new description words about them. All right? Hey, hang out with me on the podcast and let's practice on the go, the Language Tutor French podcast. And be sure to get on the Language Tutor French Facebook page so we can correspond, hang out, throw ideas around. Love to see you there. All right? And be sure to answer those membership questions so that we'll know you're legitimate. Okay? All right, guys, I'll see you soon on the next episode. I wish for you paix et bénédiction, peace and blessings. I'll see you soon. Au revoir. Friends, thanks for watching The Language Tutor. If you have a question for me, feel free to leave it in the comment section below the video. And please click subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll never miss any of our language lessons.